Okay, aside from the usual disclaimer of each layer is its own video, so make sure you have the next one right in the playlist as you watch this, some things to go over first is that 1. The latest version as of making this is 1.4.1, so some things might be a bit dated later. That, and I purposely exclude anything that pertains too much to just vanilla 64, or if it seemed like it being too poor of a taste to include on here. That, and I had a lot of help and info given ideas for entries from various users on the Smash Remix Discord, including some devs and playtesters for the mod, so huge shouts to them. Anyway, let's get the tip out of the way. Characters not an official series. This is simple, being that the mod has, since the early days, included characters who are not in the regular Smash Bros. Series. At first they didn't really do this, but then the first to do this was Mad Piano. However, the first real main character that wasn't just like a joke extra boss was Conquer, and it was a bit weird to see at first. However, it's just become a lot more common and accepted that they'll do whatever with the inclusions of Marina and Goemon. Supersonic can also technically be included in this, and I guess Giga Bowser, who's just normally not playable. Character Select Screen Expansion. The biggest accomplishment and celebrated achievement in this mod is the fact that they figured out how to add more characters to the game without replacing anybody in the base roster. And at first they had the clones replace the characters that they were built upon, but then they eventually figured out how to do this, and now the mod is the way it is, and it's awesome. Restored beta / cut / one player exclusive content. This is exactly as it says, being that another big thing about this mod is the fact that it's done things like restoring alternate colors that are just in the beta and unused files of the game, including stages, and stuff that's normally only appearing in the one-player mode, such as, again, stages and certain colors, as we'll get to later, are fully accessible and playable whenever in multiplayer. That, and they've so far included every single confirmed cut character, which is great. Classic Sonic. This is on here just because it's so far the only actual full-on alternate costume in the game that's just not a simple palette swap or alt color, which is pretty cool and pretty revolutionary for Smash 64. Color selection change. This is the one big main thing that they just completely overhauled and changed the way it functions compared to regular 64 with no option to go back. Being that in vanilla 64, the way you selected alternate colors was different from every other game in the series, being that you would use the 4 C-pad buttons, and each button had a color assigned to it. And this led to a lot of oddities where certain colors were just unplayable and locked behind the one-player mode, like the light blue and pink Yoshis. Or, even weirder almost, is that certain colors would only appear in team battles, such as Green Kirby, and you couldn't select it on your own normally. And they changed this definitely for the better in this mod, so that it's like the other games where you just select it with the left and right D-pads and you scroll past them, so that's made it so that you can select any color whenever you want. 12 character battle portraits. So obviously you can see all the normal artwork on the regular versus screen. However, in 12 character battle, where you can choose all of the extra characters separately and they aren't under one slot sharing with another character, this means that they have unique battle portraits come up, which a lot of people are surprisingly still unaware of, so this is how you see unique portraits for all of the boss characters. Playable Sandbag. Ordinarily, Sandbag only appears in the add home run mode, and you can't play as them or anything. However, if you go into training mode and go to the extra menu to manually select another character, Sandbag is actually under there, and this is how you can get access to playing as them, though they can't really do anything besides jump and move around. Content / references past N64 era. This is something that's always been a part of the mod, and it's just kind of accepted now, even if it might be strange, especially to someone who's newer to the mod, being that there's more than enough content on here that's from after the Gen 6 era of games, or I mean Gen 5, and obviously there's Dark Samus and sort of Lucas, we'll get to those two later, but this is mostly 2 stages, such as the Memento stage. Anyway, that does it with the tip. Next up is Deeper Waters.